texted that on November 5th, 2016. You said that you wanted to do this if you could be protected and relocated. You wanted to do this if you could be protected and relocated. Around after what I had just gone through. A little later, she added what I had just gone through. You have treated me very poorly. She added another text. I have treated you with great respect. You have treated me very poorly. As much as humanly possible. I have treated you with great respect. I have not made a dime off your case, and I have devoted a great deal of time. I have not made a dime off your case, and I have devoted a great deal of time. So much for you. It doesn't matter. You can't stick to your word. So much for you when you can't stick to your word 2 days before the election, November 6th. When the woman left the hospital, 2 days before the election, she agreed to sit down with Bloom in a hotel room, and that's where, according to the woman, just 2 days before the election, according to the woman, just 2 days before the election, of $750,000. But the woman still declined to take it. Now, but the woman still declined to take it is beyond stunning. To all of us, what if it had happened? Is beyond stunning. Can only conclude that this was about politics for Lisa Bloom, at least. Imagine for a second if the story came out on November the 2nd, right before the election. Would Bloom have acknowledged that this woman received all that money to tell her story? I doubt it. How would any campaign be able to deal with that and at least have a chance to make their case? Talk about November surprises. This is one, well, that would be for the record books. I want to make one thing clear. As you know, if you watch this program regularly, sexual misconduct and abuse are widespread problems in this country. We know it's true. I am the father of a daughter. I have sisters. It scares me. It is morally repugnant when it happens, and it's true. It needs to stop. It has no place in our society. We have said that repeatedly for months on this show. Victims of sexual misconduct deserve to be believed. And also, as we've been saying for months, any person that is accused of this type of behavior and they deny it, they too deserve the presumption of innocence. And I have said that in the case of Democrats and Republicans. Numerous examples which prove people cannot rush to judgment because sometimes innocent people are hurt because the allegations are flat out untrue. Example in point, the Duke lacrosse case. Those kids were innocent, having their lives ruined. Richard Jewell in Atlanta, falsely accused of being the 1996 Atlanta Olympics bomber. He didn't do it. Remember Ferguson, Missouri, Michael Brown, the mantra, hands up, don't shoot. That was all a lie. Also, Freddie Gray in Baltimore, the media told you that those cops would be convicted. None of them were. However, what Lisa Bloom reportedly did or attempted to do cannot be discounted. Bloom claims to be a champion of women's rights and a voice for the voiceless, yet, according to The Hill, she did secure a cash payment for Jill Harth that helped pay off the mortgage and arranged another, at least attempted to, huge payment for a different woman. Now, this is the same Donald Trump that Bloom displayed a hatred for that is reported in The Hill. And all of this raises very serious questions, not only about Lisa Bloom and her motivations here, but other issues. How is the public to deal with this? Was Lisa Bloom really interested in helping women here? Or was the real goal, as you can see through the timeline and the money going up and up and up and the push to the election, was this about stopping Donald Trump from winning the White House? And why was Bloom in contact with donors? What donors? Who are they? And were they tied in any way to Hillary Clinton? Now, these types of accusations are so serious, this should all be above politics. We asked Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett about all of this, and here's what he told us. While it is not illegal to ask someone to donate money for a person to tell a story, it can be a crime if that money is intended to influence someone to lie in a court proceeding. It raises another question. Lisa Bloom said she vetted these women. But my question is, okay, how carefully did you vet it? Show us the information. We'd like to see the vetting that took place. I'd like to see the evidence, the date, the times, specific examples. What has been uncovered by The Hill here is huge because it appears to fit a much larger pattern of attacks against the president. We've told you about the 5 destroy Trump forces that are working around the clock to damage, delegitimize, and destroy this president. We also have been reporting on, unlike the rest of the destroy Trump media, all the attempts to take this president down. For example, the surveillance, unmasking of Trump and associates by the Obama administration. We have the Clinton bought and paid for, fake news, Russian propaganda salacious dossier. They wanted that to be used to influence the election. And the week that This week, Fox News obtained the anti-Trump text messages being exchanged between FBI agent Peter Strzok and his FBI lawyer girlfriend, Lisa Page, where they discussed the, quote, insurance policy against Donald Trump winning the election. What was the insurance policy? Then you got the special counsel, Robert Mueller's team. They have been exposed as corrupted, abusively biased, incapable of conducting a fair investigation. And the list goes on, and the Hill article, frankly, raises more questions. Joining us now is the journalist who worked hard, broke this story wide open from the Hill, John Solomon. Let's go through this step by step. You see the timeline from October 14th through November 6th. And the pressure that is being brought to bear now on this woman to go forward becomes astronomical, and the payment gets astronomically high. Walk us through it.
Yeah, you know, I never thought I would live today as a reporter where we'd be talking about the sacrosanct, very personal decision of a woman to possibly come forward with allegations of sexual harassment or assault, and it'd be turned into a game of Monty Hall, right? Behind door one, a month before the election, I have $10,000 for your church. Closer to the election, I have $50,000 for you. Behind door three, I have $100,000. But door four, $200,000. 2 days before the election, I have door five, $750,000. It's an extraordinary thing. And you see this woman struggling. She has personal things she wants to worry about, the security of her daughter. And the more that money creeps up, the more she has to struggle with the decision. Do I take the money? Or do I do what I think is best for me? It's an extraordinary story. And I just never thought we'd live to see the day where money was being thrown around like it was some sort of deal making.
You know, we also know Lisa Bloom has a huge bias here. Now, let's go down this imaginary path, because it seems that it could have unfolded before the country. Let's say the $750,000 was paid to this woman.
Right.
How does the public absorb this, vet this, and what is the likelihood, because we never heard of these payments before, that the public wouldn't have known about the payments? And
great question. Yeah, it's a great question. And Sean, here's one of the things that since the story broke, some lawyers have called me and they raised a question that I hadn't yet contemplated. And that is, if the donor's intention in giving this money to help the woman also was in hopes of influencing the election, it might have been considered or fall under the jurisdiction of campaign donations. So there's a whole nother angle to this that we're going to have to report out and talk to lawyers and try to understand. But there's no doubt the election was a deadline given to the women. That is not in dispute. If the donor's intention, if they had been told this might help the election, if you help these women come forward, it could raise some electioneering issues that haven't even yet been raised in the public.
All right, let me go down this road too, because I think this is very, very important. I don't know what the answer is, but if this had happened and the public didn't know about the payment, something like this, in my mind, having followed elections my whole adult life, could have changed the result of the election. That's how profound this is. That's why, you know, you don't have an opportunity to vet an accusation like this 2 days before an election, do you?
No, that's a very good point. And remember, one of the women who did come forward, she did get something of value. She got her mortgage paid off. So money did change hands. Something did of value occur to one of the accusers. And I can tell you tonight, Sean, I'm still working on this, but this may not be the only path of attempted requests for money. There appears to be another line where an accuser may have sought a job or a investment from Donald Trump before their story of sexual harassment became public. So we're continuing to dig. But if the money was here, you have to start to look at it happen other places as well. Some of our reporting indicates that is. And I think if people tune into the Hill the next couple of days, they may learn some more information.
You brought a lot up about the super PACs associated with it in favor of Hillary Clinton. And then there's an outright denial, wouldn't even answer the question if she had talked to them, or we have no idea where this money came from?
Yeah, she's very clear. Didn't talk to Hillary Clinton, didn't talk to Hillary Clinton's campaign, didn't talk to the Democratic National Committee. Not going to tell you whether I talked to a super PAC. Now, the text messages state flatly she did. The woman who didn't come forward but was considering these offers said, hey, we kind of heard if we help Hillary Clinton, there might be a little something for us here. Can you explain what if the Clinton super PACs can help us? And she writes back and said, I just talked to them. They're not willing to pay right now, but I can sell your story. And here, that's another part that, of the equation.
Didn't she always say that she never got, that she did these pro bono, right?
She always did. And what you learned that pro bono really meant I get 33% commission if I sell your story to the media. And you begin to think a woman's very painful story, concerns about their own well-being coming out and doing this, and it's a commodity. It's a commodity being sold.
Okay, so I have heard all these rumors, I guess a lot of people have, about some tapes that may be out there. Have you heard anything about that? And my last question, what's next as this story, I assume more will be coming?
Yeah, I've not been able to corroborate any of the rumors about tapes, and you know, right now we're with a very strong body of evidence, which are these text messages and these women's contemporaneous documents and Lisa Bloom's own admissions.
How many text messages, emails do you have total?
Hundreds.
Will you release all of them just completely so people can read it?
We'd have to talk to the sources. I mean, we have our arrangement with them, but we'll be reporting more on them as time goes along.
Okay. Unbelievable story. John Solomon, thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Appreciate it. When we come back, more reaction to this explosive story by John Solomon. And later, we will talk to President Trump's attorney, Jay Sekulow, about this, also about Jim Comey, Peter Strzok, the exoneration before investigation of Hillary Clinton, and how that can be untangled. Straight ahead.
You end up with drafts from ceiling to floor. Up to 42% of your heating bill flies out the door. The new insulating Twin Draft Guard Ultimate is 50% bigger and guaranteed to double seal windows and doors. There's no installation. Just slide Twin Draft Guard Ultimate onto your door. The new microfleece fabric beads up and repels moisture. The double seal insulation technology gives it an airtight seal. With Twin Draft Guard Ultimate, nothing seeps through. Glides on wood, tile, even carpet. Get the new Twin Draft Guard Ultimate today. Available at most retailers.
I personally guarantee that my pillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. It's machine washable and dryable, comes with a 10-year warranty and my 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to mypillow.com or call now to order one of my pillows. Use the promo code and I'll give you a second MyPillow absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Rosenstein, The Hill, The Hearing.
We recognize we have employees with political opinions.
Ron DeSantis was there. Now he gives Judge Janine an inside look. Saturday.
Zach Galifianakis is Baskets, season premiere January 23rd on FX.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Welcome back to Hannity, and here with more reaction to John Solomon's explosive report from the Hill, we have Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett, also Fox News contributors Tammy Bruce, Jessica Tarlov, and also U.S. trial attorney Rebecca Rose Woodland. Let me start with the panel here. When you see the urgency that you go from 10,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 to 200,000 to 750,000, as we now count down 5, 4, 3, 2 days till the election, what if it was paid? What impact could that possibly have on an election? What does it say if somebody decides to take money to come out with a story? How's the public to absorb that?
The problem here I see is that attorneys cannot go solicit clients. So this woman was a client. You can't solicit them to be compensated for a possible lawsuit. Now, these women were supposedly going to come out, supposedly, for this alleged harassment and pursue claims against the then president-elect Trump, and now he's the president. During an election cycle, it doesn't make sense, Sean, because it's unethical. We have very restrictive rules as attorneys to a point that if you do pay and compensate people, there could be criminal repercussions. So I can't quite understand why there was, first it was 10,000, it went up to 750,000 for one of the alleged victims. To what? For what? She claims it was for compensation for them for security, but the reality is you cannot insure your clients with any money.
Jessica, what's your reaction to this?
I think it's a Lisa Bloom problem for sure. I know we've talked a lot about the Me Too movement and making sure that we believe women.
What if it came out 2 days before the election? What if that came out?
Right now, I think we're up to 19 accusers. We were at 16 before last week. So it's not all of that.
Jessica, this isn't politics. I want to know because when women are treated horribly, I want the people that are responsible held accountable. But when you see the money rising and an urgency and a political agenda behind this, that should scare every single person that would think about ever running for office if these types of operations exist. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Look what happened to Chuck Schumer last week. There was a fake complaint against him where he was, able to go out. They did the research. They showed he wasn't even in the location.
Look at the Duke lacrosse case. Look at the UVA case.
100%.